Hey everyone, it's Rob B here with Rob D, and you are listening to the Property Podcast. This week, we are bringing you the very best of the podcast. We're going to reveal to you the episodes that achieved the most downloads this year. The winner surprised me, at least. And we will share our personal favourite episodes as well, so you can take full advantage of the very best of the Property Podcast.
Yes, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. In case you don't know, we buy more than £100 million worth of property every year for our clients. You can find out about that at propertyhub.net/invest. But we also put out a podcast every single week without fail. And this week, we're going to round up the very best for you. Well, we've nearly wrapped up another year of the Property Podcast, yet another year of the Property Podcast. And if I do say so myself, we're still putting out some pretty good stuff. And hopefully with a break coming up for you, you'll have a bit of extra time to catch up on any episodes that you've missed. Or maybe if you're hardcore, go back and listen again to some episodes that made an impact on you the first time. So to help you through that process, we're going to share our favourite episodes from this year, the ones that really stood out for us, and the episode that was most popular with you, the most downloaded episode of the year. But Rob, to start us off, there is someone who we know for a fact has listened to every episode this year because he has to. That's our producer, Dan, and he's made a pick to start us off.
Yeah, not only has he listened to every episode, he's listened to every unedited episode. So I think this is the least we can do. So let's put his choice first. And the episode that producer Dan has picked is The Death of the Legacy Landlord. And he said that this episode he just shares time and time again since we've recorded it. And it really lands with people who he shares it with. So that's why of all the episodes we've recorded this year, that's his pick. There's 2.86 million legacy landlords in the UK. And in this episode, we get into, is it the death of them? Like, does that model even work now? We talk about the modern way to invest in property and what to do if you are a legacy landlord, because things aren't great for you. So we talk about the past, the future, and ways to move forward for both groups. So I can see why Dan has picked that episode and why he shares it with so many other people. So that's a great start to our list. Rob, would you like to go next? What is your pick of the year? Of all these episodes we've done, what is your choice?
Well, my favourite, the one that always stands out when I go and look back through the list, is called This Property Formula Will Make You Rich. And it's not because it's the first time we've spoken about this idea. It's not. But it's because it is the most powerful idea in property for me. It is the reason for investing in property in the first place, over investing in anything else. And I find this formula and running through it so useful, not to just get the penny to drop with people in the first place, but also to remind people and remind myself sometimes why we're doing this when things are a bit hard, when property is annoying, and when you're not seeing your net worth compounding at a ridiculous rate. It reminds you of like, okay, it's okay. This is why we're doing it. And in the long term, it's going to really, really pay off. And I think in this episode, we do the best job we've ever done of really laying this formula out. So if you benefit from that reminder, or if you are newer to the show and you don't know what the formula is, that would be my pick to go back and revisit.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. I agree. That's a must listen. That's one of those episodes that you really should share with other people as well. Like, not just go back and listen for yourself, but share it with others, because it really helps people understand like why property as an investment can be incredible. And I say can be because you have to do it the right way. But if you listen to that podcast, we share the right way with you, the way that will unlock wealth over the long term. So for my pick, an easy one probably would be going for the monopoly strategy, step by step. That strategy is what people talk to me about the most. So when I meet a podcast listener, hello to you, people I've met, and to those I've not met yet, you can talk to me about this as well, don't worry. But this is the episode that most people talk to me about and say, oh, I really enjoyed that episode. So the step-by-step episode where we broke down the monopoly strategy and how to implement it step by step would be the obvious pick. So I've kind of mentioned it as an honourable mention, but my actual pick was one that I really enjoyed putting together with you, Rob. And this was Buy Now or Regret Forever, the data that everyone is missing. And for me, it's the data part. That is what I loved about this episode and the part that people are missing it. I remember when we first did the silent property crash, and I had similar feelings to this episode. It's like, there's this clear data out there that everyone doesn't see or isn't seeing or isn't understanding, but it's really, really important. And if you've not listened to the silent property crash, well, there you go, another episode for you to go and listen to. That wasn't from this year, that's from a few years ago, but that was a really important episode. And I felt this was one of those moments again where we show people something that's really important, using data to help them really understand what is going on in the property market. So for me, when we do those type of episodes, when we spot something that's clear and obvious but everyone seems to be missing and bring it to the podcast, I just really get a lot of enjoyment out of that. And that's why my pick for this year is Buy Now or Regret Forever, the data that everyone is missing.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's really nice to be able to bring an alternative view, but back it up with data as well. So yeah, that was a really good one. So those were our picks, but we should let the people speak. What's been our most popular episode of the year in terms of number of downloads? Well, actually, topping the list was a market update. So we do monthly market updates. They are always super popular. Also, right up there, our predictions and our hotspots list for the year. Those are super popular. Of course, we'll be doing those episodes again for 2026 in a couple of weeks' time. But in terms of an episode to go back and revisit, the most popular in terms of downloads was Does Property Really Beat Shares? So property versus shares is the big religious battle. People on both sides have extremely strong views, but we again brought the data. So this decision is about more than just the data because there's lots of very practical factors involved. But in terms of the actual data about which has worked best in the past, and using that data and insights from past patterns to project forward about which is going to be best in the future, that's what we did in this episode. And no, it's not just a slam dunk, yeah, property is the best. In fact, our conclusions might surprise you. So that was the most popular episode among our audience. And Rob, I think if you're having conversations with family and friends over Christmas and the topic of property comes up, or the topic investment comes up, and people don't understand your enthusiasm for property, this would be a great episode to point them towards.
I was really surprised, Rob, that this was number one. But then when I thought about it, it made sense. It's because of that sharing. I think a lot of people have shared this episode to people who've said, oh, I'd never touch property. I'm making more from my shares. And it's not, again, like you said, it's not a property just slams shares and we put some biased spin on it. The result is interesting. But I think because the result is interesting, that so many people have gone on to share this episode with other people. And that's why it's ended up as our number one pick. Other than the wonderful episodes we do at the start of the year, which, as you said, Rob, will be with everyone in just a few weeks' time. It's absolutely crazy. So they're the top episodes. They're the ones that either we believe or you believe are the most worthy of a listen to. If you haven't listened to them, go back and do that right now. And if you have, maybe some of those lessons have started to fade away, go back and listen again. All the links are in the show notes, including the ones we've touched on. So make the most of it. You've got a week to Christmas now, and I'm sure you're all very busy, but if you need a bit of time out, well, that list will keep you going. And you might be thinking, well, Rob, next week is Thursday, so surely you're taking a week off from the pod. No, absolutely not. But we do have a request because it is coming up to Christmas. Instead of a Hub Extra, do share these episodes with people. Give the gift of the property podcast to others. And if they're really not into the podcast, then at least guide them to Property Pulse or our YouTube channel. That would be your gift to us. So that's the Hub Extra. We're actually making an ask of you is please share the pod. If you can't share the pod, share Pulse. If you can't share Pulse, share YouTube. And if you can't do any of that, or you want to just be in our good books or really good books, do all of that and leave us a review on Spotify or iTunes because we'd really appreciate it. That would be a great gift. So sharing is awesome. If you really want to top it up, then leave us a nice review. We do really appreciate it when people say nice things because we are human and we put a lot of effort into this. And that effort, as we said, Rob, will continue next Thursday, where yes, we will not break the streak. We will deliver a podcast on Christmas Day. So inside your stockings, your normal presents, but also a download from us.
Yep, we will be here, no days off. And I hope you'll be here as well. If you're not here on the actual day itself, that's okay. We'll give you a pass, but maybe Boxing Day. Always a good day to catch up with podcasts. But that is it for this week, and we'll see you on Christmas Day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.